I have multiple titles in that not only am I an alcohol and drug counselor, I also provide trainings and consultations for different treatment agencies, different treatment providers, and I also do training with state and federal agencies, in particular penal institutions. I do a lot of work inside prisons. I've been in recovery now for 32 years. It'll be 33, June 14th, 2013. I started drinking and taking assorted pills when I was in about 8th and 9th grade. And you know, you have to keep in mind that for me, I'm 60. So in the late 60s and early 70s, you know, I was one of those people who got caught up in the whirlwind of cultural change. You know, I was influenced by the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, the hippie culture, flower power. It just hit us all at once. But one of the things that happened, and I think that dominated, was when the drug culture finally reared its head. You know, in that when I was in, like I said, junior high, there was a lot of emphasis on rock and psychedelics. And it just showed up. You know, drugs just showed up at the school. We would drink at parties on the weekend. I started smoking weed, and then, like I said, taking assorted pills, not knowing what any of these substances were, okay? And then I gravitated towards what is known as a drug of choice. You know, my drug of choice became heroin. And while I was in the military, I became a full-blown alcoholic. And I thought that what had happened was I just simply knew how to party, okay? And when I came home from the military, I recognized that I was having liquid lunches. I was drinking. I always had to have a drink. I always had to have access to alcohol or persons who were drinking. And it got out of hand. I moved to the point where I was sleeping in parked cars and abandoned houses. I went into therapy twice, three times. 78 and 79 I went through treatment. And then finally in 1980, I went through therapy again, and it took effect. Also, another barrier to treatment is the access to insurance. You know, I read in the paper a couple of weeks ago how here in Michigan, we're almost tops in the country on people losing medical benefits, all right, insurance benefits. So a lot of times those are the things, you know, attitude, and then having the resources through insurance or something such as that, to whereas the treatment can be paid for. I think in our society, people live with tunnel vision. They act like they don't see these things. And I think people's eyes need to be opened up to what our real issues are. And I say our in plural, because it's a social issue now, and it should not be solely, the responsibility for change should not solely be placed on the alcoholic or the drug addict. It's a social issue, and all of us are necessary in correcting it, all right, in that this problem has filtered into all segments of our society. It's everywhere, okay? It's in urban areas, it's in suburban areas, it's in rural areas, it's everywhere, okay? And I think people need to understand and accept that, okay? But I think we still try to keep issues away from us, you know, like, oh, no, not me or not my neighbor. Oh, it's right next door. I think people just need to be more honest about the realities and truths in their lives.